Hello and welcome to another day in paradise, and welcome to another edition of the Unapologetic Negropian. In today's video, we are going to talk about the illegalities of the Exodus Alliance and how their illegal operation could affect you if you have donated to them in the past. But first, I'm going to ask you to please like, subscribe, share and click the bell notification. In the past few weeks, I have made many videos about the Exodus Alliance, artcathey, kwesiboyd and co. But until now, I haven't really given much evidence, have I? I mean, I have been accused of essentially reporting hearsay and not giving any solid proof towards the things and the allegations that I've been making. I'm going to share the information that I get. I'm going to share with you the evidence, yes. At last. To keep the integrity of the evidence, I will leave links in the description box so you guys can do your own digging as well and see for yourself. You can see that the evidence that I'm supplying to you is readily available to you. This will hopefully put those people who have been acting illegally in a situation, in a position where they will have to act and change their ways. With the proof, they will no longer be able to smooth talk their way out of this situation. The proof is right there. It's solid. There's no sliming their way out of this one. That being said, let's now turn our attention to the Exodus Alliance. Who are the Exodus Alliance? Well, if you've been living on Mars for the past couple of weeks, I'm going to go through that with you right now. The Exodus Alliance is a united group of 6 so-called Pan-African organizations, which includes the Made in Africa Project, the Al-Kubalan Development Group, the Sankofa Repatriation Assistance Program, the Black Star Action Network International, the Government of the State of the African Diaspora. Yes, guys, if you are in the diaspora, then you have a government there representing you. Oh, by the way, did any of you guys vote for this government? I know I didn't. And anyway, the Universal Negro Improvement Association. So what's the problem? Problem is that the Exodus Alliance and most of its members, we're going to leave out the Government of the State of the African Diaspora at this moment because from what I found out, these guys need a whole new video of their own. These other organizations have been breaking the laws in the United States. Yes, they're all based in West Africa, but all of them still fall under American federal and state laws. Allow me to explain. It all started when this Sister Ya, that is the person who interviewed me on the radio station, described her organization, and I will quote, "The program is a non-for-profit organization that is a registered charity." But I can tell you right now, the Sankofa Repatriation Program is not registered as a charity or a non-profit in any of the states in the United States. In fact, none of the organizations in the Exodus Alliance are registered as a non-for-profit or a charity in the United States. They haven't registered for foreign qualification either. Which means that they won't be able to operate the way they've been operating from a different country. They wouldn't even be able to operate in the way they've been operating from a different state from the one in which they have been registered in. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, feel free to pause the video so you can take a good detailed look at these documents. Sister Ya's name is not on the documents, but you can see the legal filing numbers on all of them, so feel free to search for those numbers yourself. It would be absolutely impossible for Sankofa to operate as a charity because of the past legal infractions by their CEO, Sister Ya, namely the 5 civil suits that you can see right here and the 2 bankruptcies, would stop them from obtaining any type of license to raise funds in the way that they've been raising funds. So what, you're asking? They're all based in West Africa, so why do they need to register in the United States? These are American citizens taking American dollars from other American citizens. It makes absolutely no difference where these people are located. They could be located in Timbuktu for all they care. They still fall under the same federal and state laws of the United States of America. You might have seen these long fundraisers that they've been doing online, collecting thousands and thousands of dollars through donations that have come from the United States. Well, you see, they can't do that. There isn't even a little bit of leeway. It's just a no. It's an absolute no. They cannot do that under any circumstances because it is out and out illegal. I'm not being petty. This is a serious infringement of American laws. The internet is a form of telecommunications, so it would fall under the Telecommunications Fraud Act 2913.05 in Ohio, unless they are registered in each and every state in the United States, which I know they are not because, well, I checked. Now, none of these organizations, not one of them, are registered to operate as a charity or a non-for-profit organization anywhere, okay? So they are unable to raise funds in this particular way. If you go to a big company like UNICEF will be registered in every single state in the United States, period. So they can do this sort of thing. But these people cannot do that because they're not even registered in one. And even if they were registered in one, they'd only be able to take donations from people in that particular state. There's no federal blanket rule on doing that. As a disclaimer, there are 40 states that absolutely require you to be registered with that state in order to raise funds from their citizens. There are 10 states in the United States where you don't need to be registered. But let's just say if, like I said before, let's say it's Idaho, all right, and you're registered in Idaho, you will only be able to collect donations in Idaho, okay, in Boise or wherever the bloody place is called. Now, if you are from Boise, Idaho, and you've given money to the Exodus Alliance through this marathon of a fundraiser that they did, and let's say it's one of those states where they are not allowed to do it, and you've sent $1,000 to them, do you see the Exodus Alliance actually turning around and saying, oh, wait a minute, no, we can't accept this, no, we'll have to send it back? Of course not. The fact is that they fail to mention that they are not registered charities and not registered non-for-profits, which means they either don't care about where those funds are and they are knowingly operating illegally, or at best, they're just damn right incompetent. So how can this affect you? Well, if they're not registered as charities or non-for-profits, you would not be able to write it off as a tax-deducted income, okay? So you wouldn't be able to write it off at the end of the year off your taxes, which is not a big problem in the beginning. But let's say you don't know that they are unregistered, you keep giving them money, and then you keep writing it off year after year after year, and then in 5 years' time from now, the IRS will come back to you and say, wait a minute, you owe us $20,000. Why? Because you gave $20,000 to a company which isn't registered as a non-for-profit or a charity. Okay, maybe 3,000 is a touch excessive, but really, 3,000? Do you want to be hit with a $3,000 bill because you gave them $3,000, but they just didn't want to mention the fact that they weren't registered to do the things that they were doing? So what can you do now? Well, if you have already donated money to them and you want to file a complaint, then you can lodge a complaint with your local Attorney General. In future, before you start giving your money to companies that are not legally able to accept that money, please check with the government website, irs.gov. They will have a list of all the companies who are legally able to operate the way the Exodus Alliance has been operating in the United States. The organizations that make up the Exodus Alliance has been acting with impunity, with little to no oversight, on the African continent for years. And clearly, because they're not telling you they're not registered, then they're not acting in your best interest. I can tell you that their donations has gone to some well in some small village, and they could take it and spend it on their own private homes in Hawaii. You wouldn't know because they're not registered and there's nobody watching them. These massive organizations like UNICEF and Oxfam, they get tens of millions of dollars a year, but you know where they are spending their money because they have to tell people where they are spending their money. There is 100% transparency in these organizations, and unfortunately it doesn't stop there. You see, when I started digging into the organization itself and each of those separate organizations, I opened up Pandora's box. Literally, I was sitting there and I said to myself, I was pontificating, I was like, oh goodness, why didn't artcathey just shut her bloody mouth? Guys, this week I am going to take you on a journey from Kuwait to Los Angeles, from Islamabad all the way to Tokyo. I am going to show you why artcathey's big mouth are going to have serious ramifications for a lot of people. The fallout will reverberate across the world, and I am not exaggerating this. I will be making allegations that are so wild that if I didn't have the evidence, you guys would think that I was crazy. So what I told you tonight is literally just the tip of the iceberg. So please guys, buckle your belt. We're going on one hell of a ride this week. That's it from me for tonight. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it in the comment section below. If you have any information that you think I might know or could need, please don't hesitate to email me at tontalks@gmail.com. That is tontalks@gmail.com. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. And as ever, think twice, Tarara bit.